Morning everyone. Today we're out on the beautiful Irene Golf Club. We're setting up a tent behind us, a 6x6 meter tent for the Vodacom Blue Bulls Golf Day. The 6x6 tent, as you can see it here, is great for setting up small little events or small little activation centers or outdoor areas where you just want a couple of people. On this particular day, it's a 4-ball, so the guys are all going to come around and have a donuts, and there's a bit of music and there's some seating while the guys are waiting for the next guys to tee off. But we're going to go a little bit through the tents and stuff that we offer here. Having a look here behind us is one of our nomadic stretch tents. These are really great. We keep anything from 6x6 meters right up to 18 by 25 meters. So massive tent, which is seats up to 220 people in a banquet style, where 6x6 you can have 2 tables underneath that in banquet style, all nice little lounge pocket like we have behind us. We offer 3 different products at Unlimited Events, the one being a stretch tent product, which is what is behind us at the moment. We do them in platinum and white. And then we also have the PVC tents, which are a little bit more rigid. They don't stretch, but they give you that stretched look, but they're a little bit more rigid. And those are also really great and a much more budget-friendly option to the stretch tent options. And then we also do the stretch panel option. Stretch panels are not waterproof, unfortunately, but very decorative and look really nice in the different bright colors and offer a great shade option. The tent behind me is waterproof, which means you don't have to worry about any rain or any of that elements coming in. They're also 100% UV proof, so under the tent structure itself, waterproof, and under the tent structure, 100% UV proof. If you can look, these tents are nicely molded, so you can have them high up on the sides or low on the sides, depending on how you want the setup. And on this particular setup, we've got them set up on grass using pegs and lines that we've got built into the tent or hooked onto the tent. You can do this with ballast. You can also do this tying off of structure itself if you want to go that route. So on grass, obviously pegs work the best. That's sort of the standard setup. And then if you have a challenge where you have concrete on one side or grass on the other, we can bring in ballast. And then, like I've mentioned, you can also rig the tents from structures themselves. How's it, guys? Another thing that we want to chat about right here today, we've got a setup with a bit of sound and lighting. So we've talked about sound and lighting in a lot of the videos that we put together for you, but just to give you an idea of some of the stuff we can do from a sound and lighting perspective, today at the Irene Country Club, we are doing a setup with a tent, some furniture, a stretch tent, and then we've got a sound system set up. There's going to be DJs here today, and they're going to be playing, talking to the crowd, and just creating a nice vibe, and just creating a little bit of chaos right here on the golf course. And like you say, we have counters so the DJs can come play off of, and then speakers, a bit of just one subwoofer here. It's a nice, small, intimate little setup, but it's cool. It creates a vibe, and it really works together with an activation or one of those golf day setups where you just have a little tent set up with all the little bits and pieces added together and a sound system to add that chaos and vibe. With regards to our tents as well, when we set up our tents, we also go and make sure all of this health and safety options are added to the tent. So that being signs for your fire extinguisher, and also all of the lines on the tents are properly secured off, tied off with nicely finished tape, as well as then having rubber protection on all of the pegs, as well as when we do ballast, we have covers put onto that. So the health and safety part of it is covered. So if you need to do COCs on the tent, remember anything from 100 square meters upwards needs to be COC'd. This current tent here is less than 100 squares, so you don't need to do COCs on this, but in some regards you might require that depending on where it's set up. For instance, if it's set up on a roof or if it's set up in an area that requires a COC to be signed off on it. With the tents, all of them are compliant, which means that we'll be able to sign off any of the tents, however your structure and setup will be. We can do that for you. Looking at the tent behind us, the stretch tents are rated up to 100 kilometers an hour with winds, so they're really built well and to withstand all of the elements and to ensure that your guests are safe during any outcome during the course of an event or function. So a thunderstorm rolls in, for instance, then you guys are covered. So no need to worry about the health and safety aspect. Also then remembering, if you have a look what's behind us with the furniture, all the different elements that we can offer you that we can put under the tent itself. Furniture elements, tables and chairs, decor elements, and if you're going to have a function that's running from the day into the night, we put lighting into the tent, and you can do fairy lights, you can do bulb string lights, and then you can do some like sort of creative lights. We're putting up park hands with different color changes, or you can bring in some technical type lights, some moving lights to give you a really great effect. What's nice about the colors that we use is we use platinum and white, and what's great about that is that at night when you put those lights on, all of it reflects off the surface of the tent itself, which is brilliant, and it really gives you a great effect. So really, really nice products just to go under that tent. So the full solution, all from Unlimited Events Group. So if you enjoy the products that we show you today and you want to get something like a stretch tent or a PVC tent or a decorative stretch panel for shade, give us a shout. Let us go through all the options. Let our sales team put together some ideas for you for your next event. Remember, if you like the content we're putting together here, like our channel, please subscribe to our channel so you can see all the latest content that we're putting together. And if you guys have any ideas or just want to chat, send us a message or send us comments on the YouTube channel, and we'll get back to you, or we'll look at the content you guys want to see next. Thanks guys, hope you've enjoyed this.